Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for listening in on the Warrior Way Sports Network. My name is Chris Brazil. I get to serve as the head of school, and on this broadcast, we have Mr. Chad Anderson on the color this evening for our contest, and of course, the great Miss Katie West is back with us in the, I would say studio, but in the tent right here on the 50-yard line of the visitors here in Millry, Alabama. Just had the coin toss, had a little bit of weather on the way up Highway 17 and getting everything set up. But we just had the coin toss, and, of course, we won the toss for the second half. Millry will be receiving in the opening kickoff. But, Mr. Chad Anderson, tell the listeners what the setup looks like tonight here at Wildcat Hill.
Yeah, it's great to be back. Small town, Friday night, high school football setup. You can tell that the town is probably centered around this night for a couple weeks now. As Millry takes the field, coming down the Spirit line, their stands, lots of people here, lots of people filing in. It's just a great night for football, man. It's windy, so it kind of keeps the heat off of us a little bit. We've got some really big thunderstorms to the south of us, but we're certainly hoping that those will stay away for a little while. Looking at the American flag, looks like a west wind. Chris, I'm going to bet 15 miles per hour probably, maybe a little more.
Sustained 15 gusts.
Yeah, gust to 20, 25 maybe.
Absolutely.
We have hands on the tent, holding it in place. But, man, where else would you rather be than holding this tent right now, Mr. Brazil?
Absolutely. Millry breaks through the banner, wearing the green tops, white pants, white helmets, and now here comes your Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors wearing the all-whites, navy lids, with that metallic gold and silver with the numbers on the side for this opening night. It's with heavy hearts that we share that one of our own, Ben Conkin, class of 24, a beloved graduate and member of our school family since K4, lost his courageous battle with cancer after more than 2 years earlier this week. I had the honor of coaching him before transitioning to the head of school role. Coach Jones had the honor as well. And it's been on our hearts and minds of this team. So throughout this season and upcoming years, we'll remember number 5, Ben Conkin. So tonight, we look at the first thing, and that is the helmet decal on the back of the Warriors helmet. That's a circle in platinum silver with the number 5, and Ben written in vertical arch above the number 5. So each week on the broadcast, we're going to take a moment of silence before each kickoff in honor of Ben, but also for the national anthem before we get started. As I just mentioned earlier, Ben Conkin was a valued member of this football program. His funeral services will be tomorrow at Cottage Hill Baptist Church. Visitation 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. with the services to follow at Cottage Hill Baptist Church. So now we turn our attention to Friday Night Lights, early August here in Millry, Alabama. The captains for the Warriors this evening was number 0, B.J. McCants, number 51. Sorry, folks, the wind's blowing our notes and blowing everything away from us right now under this tent. Number 55, Chase Mose, and number 4, Shamar Tootle. The Warriors will be kicking off from our right to left with the wind at its back. McGrew set, looks to the left, looks to the right, puts foot to leather. Pooch kick around midfield. Just now fielded by the Millry Wildcats and a host of Warriors there on the play. Millry will start on their own 31-yard line. Left hash moving left to right. And Friday Night Lights is back at Cottage Hill Christian Academy. Chad Anderson.
All right, well, let's talk defense real quick since the defense is on the field, Chris. We return in the secondary, which is going to be my first thing to talk about. You're talking about Jaden Davis. You're talking about Zycas Thomas, J.J. Davis, and Nate Sims. Those guys last year, elite in coverage, big-time hitters. Wonderful to have all four of them back this year.
On the back end, you're right. Cass Thomas, first team Alabama Sports Writers Association, all-state selection out of 3A last year. Millry's coming into a bunch formation to the right. Millry's generally a tough, disciplined football team. Direct snap, quarterback boots out to the left, away from the strength. It is picked off. First play of the game, picked off by the Warriors. Not sure who that is, Chad, but that's
number three.
Number three. That's
J.J. Davis.
J.J. Davis, you just talked about him on the right side. One play, one pick for the Warriors. The Warriors are in business, and J.J. Davis starts it off right for Cottage Hill Christian Academy. He's going to put the ball at the 25-yard line, right hash, moving right to left, wind at their back for this first look offense in 2026, led by Shamar Tootle.
Chris, this is a wild stat, but we returned 20 interceptions from last year out of that secondary, out of those four players.
That's some great info there, Captain Chad Anderson. So here we go. Here comes the Warriors, white on white, navy lids, and of course that metallic being number 5 decal on the back. Speed sweep to Aaron Ward. We saw it all last year to start the game. He hits the outside and paint dirt for the Warriors, baby. Put that on the board. Touchdown. 25 yards out. Speed sweep, Aaron Ward. Welcome to Friday Night Lights at Cottage Hill Christian Academy.
Yeah, Chris. Well, so last year we talked about them getting Aaron Ward the ball as many times as they can, and they usually started the game last year with some kind of a sweep to him, and he was always a threat to take it to the house. First play, touchdown.
So the Warriors line up for the PAT by veteran kicker Mac McGrew. Snap good, hold down. McGrew.
Extra point is up and good.
It is good. It is good. Both officials looked at each other. I was waiting all year since last year, Chad, to say McGrew kicks it through.
What? That's right, Chris. So, interestingly enough, I ran into Mac McGrew this morning at school, and I just asked him. I said, "Hey, man, what's your range right now?" And I said, "Are you good at 40?" And he looked at me and goes, "I'm good at 40."
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mac's done a tremendous job this summer, continue to work. Goes to numerous facilities and camps and clinics and so forth. Looking forward to a big year out of Mac this year. So the Warriors lead. Scoreboard actually says 17:33 to go in the first, but we know that's incorrect. It's probably going to be 11:33 to go in the first with a big pick by J.J. Davis and then a quick speed sweep was going down as a completion for Shamar Tootle and a touchdown pass to that of Aaron Ward. McGrew kicks off. Wind at his back, kicks it pretty deep, fielded at the 10-yard line by Millry, trying to go up the middle. And let me tell you, folks, that was a hit right there.
11, Nate Sims.
Nate Sims doing a tremendous job coming in and laying the wood early here in Millry, Alabama. So, you know, I was going to talk pregame if we was able to set up the identity of this team, and we already see the identity of this team. Start fast, play great on defense, lay the wood a little bit, and has got exceptional speed on the edge. So Millry comes out for the second play of the game and their second drive after throwing a pick on the first play. Same formation, bunch right, inside give. He is met in the backfield for a loss.
That's Josh McCants, Chris.
By Josh McCants. It looked almost like he stripped it upon the tackle as well, but they're going to say second down after a loss of about 3 for the Wildcats.
Chris, Josh actually looked like he did get that ball. If you remember the old Jadeveon Clowney play from years ago where Jadeveon Clowney met the running back and actually took it from him, that almost looked like he did that. He kind of thought that he did, but anyway, second down, nice loss on the play there.
We'll find out if the ball don't lie here. McCants looks good in that number 0 this year, Chad.
Does.
So now Millry trips left, single receiver down here close to us. Back goes out in motion, flares it out, little tall sweep to him there. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage as the clock is inside 11 minutes, 10:37 and going here in Millry. It's going to bring up a long third down for the Wildcats.
Chris, that was really well played by returning linebacker number 9, Cohen Perea. Just held the blocker there as the ball carrier was coming at him. He just shed the block, made a nice form tackle there.
So facing third and about 11 for the Wildcats, 2-by-2 formation. We'll call it ace. Running back to the right, flares out, flips it inside to the wide receiver, to the slot to the left, pass incomplete. So it brings up fourth down as the clock stops with 10:09 to go in the first. Punt returns out on the field. Millry sending their punter out as well. And, of course, Cass Thomas back to receive. We told you just a little bit earlier he was an all-state 3A player on the back end at DB. But let me tell you something, he's an electric returner as well. His heels are near that of the 38-yard line. Millry in punt formation. Cottage Hill safe there, trying to set up the return. Short kick comes up a little short, not fielded by Cass Thomas. And Millry's going to down it on the Cottage Hill 35-yard line.
Yeah, Chris, that's actually a place there where number 13, Birdie Simmons, you'd kind of like to let him get away from that. Usually when the ball hits the ground on a punt, you know, you want to get your guys away and you call poison. I think he just got a little excited there. He saw a guy he could hit near the ball and went and hit him, and it almost could have turned into a turnover had it hit one of our guys. But fortunately enough, we are starting 1st and 10 at about the 36.
So just as I told you, Millry had their second play on their second series. Cottage Hill's coming out with their second play on their second series. But we found pay dirt on a speed sweep to Aaron Ward on the first play, 25-yard touchdown pitch from Shamar Tootle to Aaron Ward. Cottage Hill comes out in a 2-by-2 formation, ace formation with running back to the right. Officials are actually moving the spot up from the original touch by Millry Wildcat to the Cottage Hill 46-yard line. Everybody's working out the kinks, Chad, on the first night here of Friday Night Lights.
Including us, and this is going to be our first look at Ethan Womble in the backfield, number 6.
And they actually moved it back 1 yard. So it's on the 45, Cottage Hill's 45. First down, pitches it out to Trevor Thomas. Trevor Thomas is wearing the 5 this year, the 5 jersey. How fitting. Trevor Thomas with a catch there for Ben Conkin. 9-yard gain. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 1 for the Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors.
Yep, we saw that a lot last year, Chris. First down, nice little pitch out there.
Trips right, bunch formation. They're in tight. They're going to run a speed sweep. Right before the snap, we had a whistle, so pre-snap penalty here. Let's wait for the officials to make the calls. They blew the play dead before it got going. False start on the offense.
Chris, we're going to talk through the night a little bit more about Ethan Womble. He's replacing 1,000-yard rusher Caden Wynn, who we dubbed the bus last year. Caden was a big bruising back. The offensive philosophy was a lot throw out to the perimeter, soften up that middle and run the bus. This year, Ethan Womble gets his chance.
So now here we come, empty backfield. We got a 2-by-2 with an H-back right here to the left. Ward in motion. It's going to be a direct snap to Shamar Tootle. He's going to run the football, get the penalty yardage back, plus some, which is going to be enough for the first down. We're going to move those chains this evening, Chad. First down, Cottage Hill here in the first quarter, leading Millry with 9:23 to go. Out in Millry territory on the 43-yard line.
Good-looking run by Shamar there, Chris. Shamar, the second leading rusher on the team last year. I will tell you what Coach Carbell said about him after this play.
Trips right, bunch formation, tight by that tackle there. Again, same formation as the first pre-snap penalty, and we get it again. That's a false start on the Warriors. We're going to back up 5 yards to bring up a 1st and 15.
I asked Coach Jones this morning, Chris, who's the fastest guy on the team, and I just assumed it was Aaron Ward. And he said, you know, Shamar is every bit as fast in a straight line as Aaron is. Aaron is very shifty and quick, but he said Shamar is likely the fastest straight line guy on the team.
Shamar can run. Aaron Ward can run. There's a lot of guys on this team that can actually move. Same formation. Quarterback sweep to the right. That's Shamar Tootle. Got a lot of blockers out there, but a flag comes in on the far sideline. It's probably going to be in the area of holding, so this is going to bring it back.
Should be coming back.
Yeah, Chris, number 19, Hayes Still out there on the edge. Looked like he threw his hands up when that flag came out, so likely a holding call there on number 19 trying to set that edge.
Third penalty tonight, all on offense, backing the Warriors up. after a good pickup by Shamar, as you was talking about his speed a little bit earlier. We're waiting on the actual spot here.
Yeah, and we want to talk about personnel tonight. This being our first game, there's a lot of new faces coming in and out. 17, Gavin Maddox is out there. We saw him quite a bit last year. He was a good deep threat. Remember him in the back corner of the end zone making some good catches for touchdowns.
Going to be 1st and 20 for Cottage Hill. Now back in our territory on our own 46. Another pre-snap penalty by Cottage Hill.
Chris, it must be week 1. Get to see a lot of these procedure penalties, the offense trying to settle in there.
I'm glad to see this. I think Coach Jones done had enough of this. 3 pre-snap penalties and a holding. He burns the time out because it's going to be 1st and 25. Cottage Hill after the break. We're going to stay here with you here because we're at the 9-minute mark. We're still trying to get confirmation on that PAT earlier from McGrew. It is actually no good. Both officials looked at each other. It was dead center in my opinion, but hey, sweep one. So Cottage Hill leads Millry 6-0 on the first play of our offensive possession that we had a little bit earlier after the pick by J.J. Davis. Coach Jones got into the offense a little bit, and we're going to be back at it right here as Cottage Hill. 1st and 25 from our own 40 with 9 minutes to go in the first quarter in Millry, Alabama.
Chris, working Ethan Womble back out into the slot again, empty backfield. Interesting to see if this is going to be maybe another quick sweep, maybe another quarterback run, try to get out of this hole they're in.
You got 2x2. You got the H back up tight by the left tackle. Ward in motion. There it is, the little pop pass that we saw to score on the first play of the game. Ward hits the outside. He cuts it back up the middle, guys. I can already tell you right now, they're not going to catch him. He could go all the way. Where's he going to go? Spot him or they get him out at the one? Still looking for it. That's a touchdown.
Yep.
Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors on 1st and 25 from their own 40. I'm not a math major, but I do listen to Miss Thorpe every now and then and Mr. Murphy on the West Campus. That is a 60-yard touchdown pass from Shamar Tootle to Aaron Ward. Aaron Ward second of the night as well as Shamar. And the PAT is ensuing. 12-0 Cottage Hill. 8:43 to go in the first quarter. PAT formation, snap good, hold down. McGrew's kick. That one did not look as good, but it's good.
And it's good. Yep, that's the way it works. Well, Aaron Ward, man, get 10 the ball. I started that hashtag last year. He's just amazing with the ball in his hands. And right there you see he is really becoming a veteran player. That was a very patient 60-yard run for him. He did not hit top gear at all. I bet you he was about halfway through the gearbox there, just setting his blocks, and he knew he was going to score. He is a weapon.
It's great to have speed, but it's also great to be able to see the field. And he got it about to the numbers on that speed sweep and saw it vacated inside, stuck his toe in the ground, and cut it all the way across. I didn't know if the guy got him out right there at the 1-yard line, but he got in, so that's a touchdown Warriors. Warriors lead 13-0 at Millry, Alabama on Wildcat Hill. McGrew looks to his left, looks to his right, ready to kick off here with the wind at his back. Good line drive kick. Mishandled by the return. It goes into the end zone for a touchback. McGrew's first touchback of the year. Good line drive kick. Glad to see number 18 let it loose. Last year, Chad, he did a lot of pooch kicks.
Yeah. Right, and at practice when I was out there a couple of days ago, they ended practice with his kickoff, and he kicked it down to about the 10, and that's where I saw a much more effortless kick. And asking him his range, he said he's comfortable at 40.
No doubt. Well, the Warrior defense picking up where they left off last year. Stingy. Definitely stingy. And they go out on the field again. Millry, 2x2, quick snap, tries to run the ball off the left end. That's going to be another loss, Chad. That is a big time, probably 6 or 7 yard loss. And that looks like, guess who? Josh McCants again on the scene.
Josh McCants, but also new starter, number 33, Jake Boutwell. Coach Jones talked about him this morning. Very confident in him.
I'll tell you this about Boutwell. He plays with a high motor. Saw it last year. We saw it a lot on special teams and second halves of games. But he's up for that challenge, playing at defensive end position. Millry comes out. 2x2 again, running back to the left, slot receiver from the right, motion to the left, Quarterback's looking back to the left of the screen to the running back, but you know what? Cottage Hill's there. Snuffed it out real quick, trying to get a number on that on the far sideline.
Well, let's talk about another newcomer, number 13, filling in for none other than Shadarius Tootle, talking about Brody Simmons, senior middle linebacker.
Brody Simmons played a lot of snaps last year, filling that void that Shadarius left at Mike linebacker. I know he's up for the challenge. He looks the part. And, of course, we've already seen early snuffing out that running back screen and not only looking the part but playing the part. So here we go, Millry, 3rd and 15 from their own 15-yard line. Snap to the quarterback. He's got trips left. He's looking downfield, trying to throw a vertical ball, and that ball could be picked, Chad. It is. It is. It is. It is. It's picked off by Cottage Hill.
Yeah, you had one ref saying incomplete, but the guy right next to the ball said absolutely not. It's going the other way. That's number 11.
That's not the first time we called out old Nate right there. Nate with the interception. He also had a big hit on the kickoff. Good to see that back in already with 2 interceptions within the first 5 minutes of play of the 26th season. And it's almost like, Cap, I don't want to say this, but it just looks like, hey, we're just going out to practice and trying to develop for this season to set our identity.
Team's very loose tonight.
2-by-2, running back to the left. Shamar the gun gets the snap, surveys the field, looking down, got it all day in the world, throws the deep ball. He's got a man wide open off the hands of the defender and picked off by Millry Wildcat and returned out to the 5-yard line. So we're still winning the turnover battle, but they're on first down. Coach Player, as our offense coordinator, tried to take a shot there, and we come up with an interception by Millry.
Yeah, number 5, Trevor Thomas was behind the defense. The ball was just a little late coming out, allowed the defender to react and come back and make a play on that. But anytime you see a receiver 5-8 yards behind the defense, you know it could be a good night. So not going to really worry about that one too much.
Defense back out there, they're still fresh. Not bad at all. Looking for another turnover. Already forced 2 INTs already in the first 5 minutes. Millry comes out. 2 receivers to the right with the up back to the right. They try to run it. Look, counterplay to the left goes nowhere. Actually loses yards.
Well, there's the middle of that defensive line, and we're going to talk about them some too as soon as the game slows down a little bit. That's number 51, A.J. Green. And I talked to Coach Thomas a little bit at the Jamboree, and he said the middle of that defensive line is just absolutely nasty this year.
That interior defensive front, A.J. Green, Josh McCants, earned their money last year, and they're doing the same thing tonight. It's going to bring up 2nd and double stakes, which is 12 for Millry. Millry from their own end zone hands it off. That's got to be a safety from where I at. No, they're going to give him the 1-yard line.
Wow.
Came off like a bullet. That's J.J.
Davis. Yeah, safety.
Came
blitz.
off the corner, saw the inside handoff, cut the running back down in the end zone, but they gave him forward progress somehow, probably about the half-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 14, and I can assure you Coach Jones and the defense is going to pin their ears back here.
Yep, absolutely, Chris. J.J. Davis, just a football player. Man, what more could you ever say about him?
So 3rd and 14, Millry. Over halfway through the first quarter from their own end zone, trips to the right, looking to throw. He's flushed out. Man, it almost looked like he ran behind the goalpost. He was so deep. He's trying to get to the edge. He's not going to get there. It is a positive play for the Wildcats, but it's going to bring up 4th down for Millry High School.
Yeah, good play again by J.J. Davis. He actually prevents that first down. If he doesn't make that tackle right there, that quarterback probably runs a long way. He had gotten past the edge there, but, of course, number 3 just doing what number 3 does.
Man, I'm telling you, Captain Chad Anderson, I'm getting a little old. I got to put the glasses on already. Plays on the far sideline. I can't see numbers. I don't know about the lighting or if it's just the storm's rolling in or what. But Millry in punt formation. High snap. He gets it off. It's not a good one. It's a line drive and cast. Thomas fields it about the 35-yard line. He catches the edge, and he gets it down in great territory there. Inside the 10-yard line of Millry. Cass Thomas, electric player. And the Warriors are on the move again, trying to put up 3 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Yeah, the player for Millry there thought he had the angle on number 2, man, and number 2 shows that speed. He turned on the afterburners, caught that corner straight down the sideline. We are in business at the 7.
His side of 10, 7-yard line, left hash. Here comes the Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors, white on white.
Chris's
Navy lives.
First time number 0 has checked in on offense.
You got Josh McCants. Pre-snap penalty.
Yeah,
Another one for the night. It's week 1. We can sit here and say what we want to say about the scoreboard, but this is going to have to get fixed quickly because that brings us up to the next point. Next week we have a bye. It's kind of odd to have a bye that early, but there's a long story that goes along with it. So in 2 weeks, we'll play our first region game, and I know we'll get an opportunity to talk about the public-private split. We got to clear this up before we face those rivals from down the road at home in 2 weeks. Direct snap, J.J. Davison, the quarterback. Wild Warrior, touchdown, walked in, untouched, third touchdown of the game. Man,
there is laundry on the field. It looks like down there at the very bottom left. Let's see what we have there. Procedure.
Another penalty on the Cottage Hill offense. It's going to negate J.J. Davis's touchdown. Penalty thrown on our sideline inside the 5. Only one thing that could happen there, Chad. Somebody was covered up, illegal formation, too many men on line of scrimmage. I'm not real sure. I didn't catch it. I just thought it was unique that we was in that Wild Warrior look. Now, traditional set. Shamar comes back. 2 quarterback. Now we shift around to go to an empty set. That's 2 receivers to your left, 3 to your right. Aaron Ward is in the slot. Trevor Thomas out completely wide with Maddox over there as well. Looks like it's going to be a quarterback run, design run with the option to pass. Shamar Tootle's going to take it into the house.
Walked it in again.
For a touchdown. That's an 8-yard rushing touchdown. His 3rd touchdown he's accounted for this evening. That's going to be a touchdown. Warriors going to put us up 19-0 at Wildcat Hill in Millry, Alabama. And here comes McGrew and the squad ready for the PAT.
Chris, you hate to see all the procedure penalties, but, man, what you love to see is walk-in touchdowns, and we've had a couple of those so far, so the guys are blocking great. We see some comfortability with this Warrior team. Bad snap on the ground. McGrew kind of hesitates and kicks it through. That's going to be a PAT's good. Good patience by McGrew. Snap was low, got it on the block. McGrew kicks it through. He's 2 for 3 this evening. 20-0. 2-0. I would tell you how much time's left in the first quarter, but the scoreboard is kind of shorting out on us. But we're probably 3/4 of the way through, and your Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors are up 20-0 against Millry at Wildcat Hill. Yeah, we look very athletic, Chris. We look comfortable. This goes back to returning the number of guys that we're returning. Yes, we lost some serious core players: Shadarius Tootle, Caden Wynn, Caleb Metzner, Caden Wiggins, big-time senior leaders. And when you talk about losing your leading rusher, your leading receiver, your leading sack producer, a 4-star Shadarius Tootle, you would almost think the team would take a step back. But this team looks so comfortable because of all the guys that were playing around them are back. The leaders now look like they've been doing this forever.
Absolutely. And, that was one of the things that I've been talking to Coach Jones about and look forward to. Last year was last year. It's easy to do it one time. It's kind of replicated. This team had to come out tonight and basically form their own identity. And we're already seeing it 20-0. Still in the first quarter. Your Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors lead the Millry Wildcats on an evening that is not hot at all. It feels absolutely amazing, but that's going to happen when you have 15-mile-an-hour sustained winds with gusts 20-25. McGrew's back out. Might have to ice his leg at the end of the first quarter. 3 PAT attempts, 4 kickoffs. He looks to his left, looks to his right. Calm, cool McGrew. Foot to leather, good end over end. Backs up the returner inside his 5. He's coming and trips and falls down because he saw 3 Warriors on the coverage, and Millry's going to take over on their own 15-yard line.
Well, Chris, going back to Mac McGrew, I mean, there's a lot of hidden yards in high school football and special teams, and a lot of teams can't kick off very well. We saw that last year at Selma. They were kicking over to their sideline, and we would start at the 40. Mac's been working at South Alabama with some really good coaching, and he told me he is very confident this year.
Yeah, I was talking to him a little bit earlier this summer in church. He said, Coach Jones gave him to go ahead and start kicking a little bit deeper, and all that as he's worked on his technique and form, and that's good to see. Here comes Millry coming out, different formation here, overloaded to the right side. Another pre-snap penalty this time. It's going to be it looks like they're trying to say offsides on the defense lined up in the neutral zone.
Well, 52, Josh Williams out there, Chris, has not played a whole lot that I can remember last year. So getting some young guys some good reps here. Josh McCants in there next to him. These things are just going to happen.
Got to learn by the fire to build some depth as we go throughout the schedule this year. Same formation for Millry. As I said earlier, all sides on the Warriors. So Millry's 1st and 5 from the 20. Same formation. Overloaded to the right. Fake the speed sweep. Try to do a little misdirection back to the left. What a big hit. Ball comes out, and it is recovered by Cottage Hill.
That's number 2, Zycas Thomas, coming up and laying the lumber.
Oh, my goodness. We know Cass Thomas can do it all on the back end and return kicks. Comes up from that safety position, puts his headgear on it. Not sure who recovered the fumble, Chad. It was on the far sideline there.
Yeah, a little hard for us to see.
But another turnover by this Cottage Hill defense. What a big night already, and we're still, guys, in the first quarter here at Wildcat Hill. And Cottage Hill's in a great position on the Millry out Wildcats 20-yard line, right hash. Here comes Shamar Tootle and company out. Got 2 running backs in the backfield, 2 receivers to the left with Thomas out wide. Pitches it out to Gavin Maddox in the slot out wide. What a great block by number 5, Trevor Thomas. Gavin Maddox walks in. 1 block to make. Made by the guy wearing number 5 tonight, Trevor Thomas.
I would say Gavin Maddox owes Trevor Thomas dinner on that one, man. He opened the sea on that one for him.
20-yard pitch and catch, Shamar Tootle to Gavin Maddox. 26-0, still first quarter in Millry, Alabama. Told you, McGrew's going to need some ice. He's back out with his PAT. Snaps good, holds down. He kicks it. A little forceful on that. Had a little too much RPMs. Pulled it to the left. Kicks no good. But 26-0. Defense turning the ball over. Offense. Explosive plays. And that's where we sit right here. Up Highway 17 in Millry tonight, Jay.
Chris, something you don't see a lot in football. 4 first-quarter touchdowns. And do you know how many times we've handed it off to the running back in the backfield yet so far? Zero. We have not had to. Our athletes are getting in space, and that's one thing that Coach Jones talked to me about this morning was he wants to see those athletes in space. He wants to see them running. That play to Gavin Maddox right there was exactly what he was talking about.
26-0. Still first quarter, Cottage Hill picking up where we left off last year off that great 10-win season, second-round playoff appearance. McGrew, again, looking to his left. Looking to his right, gets the whistle. Wind behind him just a tad. Puts the leg to it, another great kick. Inside the 5. Returned by number 5, and he is leveled at the 21-yard line.
Owen Perea.
Linebacker, number 9, and a phenomenal athlete, Cohen Perea, said, hey, I'm from Mobile, you're from Millry, nice to meet you.
Yeah, he might get the, hey, man, that guy's got a family award on that one. Holy cow, great hit right there by Cohen.
So we've seen some big hits. We've seen some explosive plays on offense. We've seen some turnovers by our defense. And we're still in the first quarter, Chad.
Yep, starters all out there, getting a lot of good reps right now.
Millry overloading it to the left, double tight end set, running back to the right. Shotgun, handoff inside, and, man, nobody's blocked him all night, and I don't know how many people's going to block him this year. Guess who?
That's 0, Josh McCants. Just absolutely dominant. Played last year as an 8th grader. I was shocked when I heard that he was an 8th grader looking at him. As a freshman out here, he looks bigger than he did as an 8th grader. Obviously, he looks like more of an elite athlete now this year than he did last year. I can't imagine having to block him.
2nd and 13. Millry cannot get ahead of the sticks this evening. looking to the sideline for a play. Tight end right, long receiver to the left, coming in motion, speed sweep, similar to what we get to Aaron Ward. Nobody's there. Hit, ball comes out, fumbles forced by J.J. Davis, and it is recovered by a Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warrior by the names of Brody Simmons out of that Mike linebacker position.
Absolutely.
Another turnover, man. Turnover city for Cottage Hill this evening.
Perfect pursuit by the back end of that defense, man. Secondary guys over there, Perea over there. Man, the defense is just playing so fast and so loose tonight. I mean, this goes again back to you return the entire secondary. You return 2 out of 3 linebackers, and those guys just know the system. They look like they just know where to be.
Man, I'm so grateful for everybody back home that's listening, that's shooting text and messaging us, giving us the emoji of a fist pump and a big muscle sign and all that. But the Warriors are back in business, and let me go ahead and flex a muscle up right there. J.J. Davis on the direct snap from the Wildcat. He got one called back earlier. Guess what? He punches this in from 13 yards out, and that's not the 4th touchdown, Chad, but the 5th. Yep. Scoreboard's broke, man. I don't know how much time's left, but I think that is 32-0. First quarter, Cottage Hill over the Millry Wildcats.
Wow, yeah, absolutely, just dominant. Probably the most dominant quarter I've seen in a long time.
The kick is up and good by McGrew. He needs to stop on Highway 17, put some ice on that leg for the night's over with. He's busy. So that's 33-0 Cottage Hill up in Millry tonight. We're still in the first quarter, man. Still in the first quarter, Chad. Good, good to have you back. But you know what's even better? Having Katie West back. Katie West is on the board. She's typing away, mixing it up. But it's a good night here. And Wildcat land up Highway 17.
Yeah, nobody better than Katie at doing this, man. When I heard that she may or may not come back, I just crossed my fingers and said, come on. And she enjoys doing this as much as we do, Chris.
Katie's not going anywhere. She's part of the Warrior Way Sports Network, founding member.
She sure is, partner.
She loves Cottage Hill. We're grateful for Katie.
Yeah.
I see our new communications director on the sideline, Miss Maggie Tate. This is her neck of the woods. She's not from Millry. She's from up this way, Southern Choctaw, South Choctaw Academy alum, taking pictures of this absolutely great showing. McGrew kicks it all the way back into the end zone. I take that back. It's at the 1. He tries to run it out. He is stopped on the 2-yard line. Man, what a kick by McGrew. The returner was going back, and I thought he was going to let it go in the end zone, and he caught it or attempted to catch it around the 1 and dropped it right in front of him.
Dropped it at the 1 and fell backwards into the end zone. I've never seen that before.
And then had to pick it up and try to come out, and he was tackling on the 2.
Yep.
Hey, I know this is not great for radio or broadcast, but if you look at the end zone where Millry's going to be taking this snap, look at that sky, guys.
That's the prettiest scene I've seen in a long time. Pink and purple sky behind these guys. Really bright thunderstorm south of us. Katie just took a picture. Maybe she'll put it on the socials for us.
33-0 Cottage Hill. Millry from their end zone snaps it. Inside run. Looks like a hold on the outside. No flag. Here comes the flag as we knock the running back out of bounds late.
Yeah, Chris, Jaden Davis was in red-hot pursuit, just a little late on the shove. The kid had a foot out of bounds. Honestly, Jaden Davis couldn't have pulled up as fast as he was running, so it wasn't a dirty foul. It was just one of those things that happens in football.
Jaden Davis, aggressive player. Wish we had that back. We just got out of we just let Millry out of a hole right there. As good as this defense is playing, brings it out to their own 25-yard line, gives them a little bit of cushion.
First and 10 Wildcats from the
It's going to be 1st and 10 Wildcats from the 25.
Yeah, Chris, Micah Davis has checked in at safety. Looks like they're going to get some reps here.
Good. Get some guys some meaningful reps. The overloaded offensive line with the H-back tries to go misdirection, and he is absolutely popped. And guess who it is?
Number 11, Nate Sims. Again.
Nate Sims coming off the edge. Big hit. Forces a fumble, guys.
Another fumble.
Forces another fumble. Another turnover. My pencil's out of lead. My pen's out of ink. I don't know how many that is tonight. It is 33-0, and I know is that 6 turnovers already? 6.
Katie's nodding her head, and Chris, sometimes you watch a football game and one team just doesn't want to get hit anymore. I almost get that feeling a little bit from the Millry offense, like they just are tired of dealing with number 11.
33-0, 6 turnovers forced by the defense. Still in the first quarter. Clock's rolling. 2 backs. Wishing more. Now we're going to go inside run. Nice part of the running game right there. Big pickup by the Warriors.
And Chris, he put it on the ground there. That's Darius Johnson, DJ, new running back player.
DJ Johnson.
Coach is very excited about him. Said he's a really good, shifty athlete. Love him out of the backfield, getting him a rep. That's going to happen. This is first carry of the year. No big deal. Saw
some good signs out of that, though, out of DJ. Darius Johnson on his first carry had a big pickup, had it inside the 10, but eventually coughed it up. So that's another turnover, but unfortunately that time it was by that of your Warriors. Millry comes back, but they're definitely in the shadow of their goal post again. They have not advanced it past their own 35-yard line, I believe, this evening. Millry's loading the box. Tight end over with an H-back and a wing to the right. They're trying to run it to that strong side, which is our sideline. And it doesn't matter if you stack all of Millry on that side. They have not picked up a rushing yard this evening. Great job by the left side of that defense. And that's Jake Boutwell, McCants, and that crew right there. So very good job by the defense.
Yeah, and one thing, 13, Brody Simmons, shot that gap, man, like a bullet out of a gun. Love to see that.
Second and double stakes again. Didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Same formation. Overloaded to the right with a tight end. Running back to the right. Millry goes with a hard count this time and gets the Warriors to jump. Another pre-snap penalty. I know Coach Jones has got to clean up. It's a good time to do it next week during the bye week. Might be a couple board pushes, a little running for that right there. That's just not going to be accepted as we move forward in the season.
Yeah, but this is the time to do it. Let's get it out of our system. Like you said, look at some things that we can work on, and that'll be point of focus.
So Millry, this time second and about 7 or 8. Same formation, inside handoff. Gets a little bit of room, but, man, does that Warrior defense tackle well.
And, Chris, that's number 15 in the corner spot there for Jaden Davis. 15 is not showing up on our roster, but we'll find out who he is. That was a really good play by him.
That's Archibald. Archibald was not 15 last year. Gavin Archibald, good play there. Long time Cottage Hill Warrior. It's a lot better this year than last year when we was looking at that roster. Last year, we was looking at that roster. There was numbers all over the place. Good play by Archibald. Millry's going to let the quarter expire right here. Horn blows to end the first quarter. And let me tell you something. We're in Millry, Alabama, and your Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors travel up Highway 17 and lead, and is putting on a great show, 33-0. We're going to take a timeout so we can catch our breath, maybe say hello to some people in the stands. But thank you, as always, for listening to the Warrior Way Sports Network. Millry, Alabama. End of the first quarter, fixing to start the second here at Wildcat Hill. Nice turnout by the Millry Wildcats and the community up here. Great turnout by our Warrior faithful as well. And thank you for listening at home. Cottage Hill leads 33-0 as we start off the second quarter. And during the break, Chad Anderson and I, along with Katie, was talking that, you know, it's how you start a game, but also how you start a season. You're not going to win a championship on opening night, but you set your identity. And I tell you right now, Cottage Hill on all phases of the game has defeated the will of Millry Wildcats early on. Millry's now traveling from our right to left, long 3rd and 8, inside their own 10, tries to get it to the outside. Going to be knocked out of bounds for no gain.
It's number 11, Nate Sims, there on the stop again. Josh McCants, it's been a repeat over and over again on defense. Josh McCants pushes through the offensive line, flushes him out. Number 11 cleans it up. Man, what a good duo.
Think about it. Just as you was talking with Coach Thomas, our athletic director, last Friday night, we had a little Warrior Club presented fall preview night. Got out under the lights from some people. Coach Thomas said, man, that interior defensive front is bad. There's some bad men. A.J. Green, Josh McCants, and then you try to bust it outside, and you got experienced DBs that just is not good at coverage, but they'll come up and hit you. Millry punt from the end zone. They punt it out, too. No other than Cass Thomas. Fills it at his 40. Let me tell you something. Non-offensive touchdown. Cass Thomas almost walks it in from 40 yards out. One move, toe on the ground. Touchdown, Warriors. 39-0 on the second play of the second quarter. And here comes McGrew and crew out to kick the extra point. The good thing is, Captain, looks like the clock is running here in Millry, Alabama.
Yeah, Zycast Thomas showing that elite speed again. Patience, hits it. No one even touched him.
So McGrew trying to get it to 40. Snaps good, holds down, kick is up. I can see that in pretty good. It's down Broadway. McGrew kicks it through. 40-0, Cottage Hill. 10:31 to go before halftime in Millry, Alabama.
Well, Chris, let's talk about impact that game one can have on your season. Like you said, you're not going to win a championship in game one, but here's what you do get. You get some really valuable reps down the stretch for some younger guys. You get to get the starters off the field a little bit. I've noticed that Jaden Davis hasn't been back on the field. That's okay. You're good with getting some younger guys some reps in a game like this. Hopefully they just keep the intensity, work on the procedural penalties, keep doing what they're doing.
You know, Carvel Jones in his 4th season, overall record 15-17, 10 of those coming last season, a second-round appearance. Coming back with a veteran team, 13 seniors, a lot of juniors. Man, got a good, solid squad. We lost a lot of great seniors last year that we already mentioned, and some off the D1 programs that we're going to have some filler tonight to talk about. But McGrew kicks it off left to right, now into the wind. Still another great kick down to the 10. It's going to be returned by Millry. Makes one guy miss, gets it out past the 30-yard line. So best field position of the night for the Millry Wildcats, the home team this evening.
Yeah, there's number 22 right there. That's Micah Davis out there able to make a play. Of course, Nate Sims out there doing his thing. Man, you love to see how intense these guys are playing, and it kind of makes you wonder if that defense, if he starts pulling those defensive starters at some point, if they don't come back and go, Coach, we want the 0 on the scoreboard.
Exactly
these
right.
are some competitive guys.
Well, here comes Josh McCants off the field. Getting some new guys on that defensive front already. I like it. Millry comes out with a tight end right H-back to the right. 2 wide receivers flanked each side. Handoff to the running back right behind that H-back. Picks up about 2 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8 for the Wildcats as the clock's running in here with 8:27 to go before halftime in Millry, Alabama.
Chris, looks like there's a little stubbornness on the side of the Millry. They keep running to the right side, right at number 11, and number 11's not giving an inch over there.
Well, I think that offensive line for Millry's having a tough time with that interior defensive front. Then when you try to go out to the edge, you know, you got those middle linebackers scraping out here. There it is right there. Another forced fumble scooped up by J.J. Davis. That's going to be another what we call a non-offensive touchdown. 46-0. 31-yard scoop and score by number 3 there, J.J. Davis, for the Warriors. With 7:46 remaining before halftime.
Let's make sure we give some credit there. Number 16, man, Connor LaSure, elite closing speed right there, causing that fumble.
LaSure played a heck of a linebacker last year for us. He's picking up where he left off. That was good. Seeing that guy trying to pop it to the outside, getting his head across, punching the ball out, and there's J.J. Davis, scoop and score. Here's McGrew and crew. Coming out for the PAT. Snaps good, holds down. Kick is up. Looks like he might have pushed it a little bit to the right.
He did, yeah.
I'm telling you what, these officials need to get on the same page and let us know whether or not the kick's good or bad.
Yeah, on each one, they've looked at each other, and they kind of have to go through the motions there. But, yeah, that one pushed a little bit right by Mac. Mac was really great with extra points last year. You know he's going to get that straightened out. He's missed 3. If I told you Mac McGrew was going to miss 3 extra points in the first half, you'd go, oh, my gosh, it must have been a disaster. The thing is, we put so many touchdowns on the board that the percentage is just fine.
Hey, I'm not worried about Mac. He's going to figure it out. It's going to be fine. It's first game. That time, and, man, when you start getting the game speed with the snap, the hold, and so forth, and I'm telling you what, it's not every day you get to practice in these sustained wins that we have out here either, you know. So
that's right. He's still booming these kickoffs, man. I love to see that. You don't see that in high school football with a kicker getting it down to the 5-yard line. That's a real weapon.
Looks like Coach Jones and Coach Everett's trying to get some subs in on the kickoff, which is great to see. Getting 11 guys out there. So 11 white jerseys on the field now. Got some newbies out there, so we get to check our roster. McGrew's set, whistle's blown. Looks left, looks right. Going to be kicking into the wind this time from left to right. There's his long strides. What a kick right there. He booms it into the wind. Inside the 5, returner drops it. We got Warriors all down there. This is going to be exceptional coverage by the special teams. That might have been some fresh guys right there, Chad Anderson, because they got down there like missiles inside the 10-yard line as Millry would take over.
Calling Micah Davis's name again, man, on special teams. You know, that's one thing in football as a young guy. Where do you earn your position? You earn it on special teams. And he is down there. First guy down there, good hit by him.
Proud of Micah, phenomenal middle school player for us over the years. Good to see him getting down there pretty quickly and making a play for that of the Warriors defense. So it looks like it's going to be a timeout on the field, maybe a little water break for both teams. 9:04 to go before halftime. Scoreboard's out. So give us that score there, Captain Chad Anderson. It's 46-0.
46-0.
Katie West got the pencil. She's got the pencil, but might as well stay here, man. Let's don't go to a break. We was going to go to a break. Might as well stay here. For our listeners, we was talking about Coach Jones in his 4th season, lost that large group of seniors. 2 of those seniors are playing big-time Division I football. You're going to be able to see them on your TV screen here in a couple weeks. 3A lineman of the year and linebacker, and Mr. Do-It-All for us last year in short yardage and offense, Darius Tootle. On the plains up at Auburn University, playing for first year coach Alex Golish. A lot of good things that we're hearing out of fall camp for Shadarius, as well as older brother Shadrick Jr. Then, of course, you got Caleb Metzner adjusting to life in the northwest there in Corvallis as an Oregon State Beaver. That's gonna be some after dark games right there. We're gonna have to watch, keep up with Caleb Metzner. But those 2 guys are missed. But let me tell you something, their leadership with these younger guys are just picking up what they put down last year. All right, Millry comes out. First down and 10. Ball's inside the 10. They're in the shadow of the goalpost. Tries to throw a tall sweep out to the right. Actually gets some positive yardage right here. Out to the 11-yard line. 16-yard line, I'm sorry. Let's go bring up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, young guys getting some playing time in there, Chris, and it's great to see a couple guys on the tackle, and you look down at the roster and you don't have their names. It means they're young, and they're getting some great reps there. That's number 40, and we'll find out who that is. We're going to shout you out, big boy, so don't worry about that.
Millry's moving around, trying to get in a formation here. They've been running tight end over with the H-back. Now they're going to go trips right. One receiver down here to our sideline to the left in man coverage. Running back to the left. Quarterback in the gun. Snap, inside zone read, nothing there. Nothing doing. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Big 4-yard loss on a play. Trying to see who that is. That is big number.
That's 56. That's going to be Fisher Tomerlin. Yeah, he's been in this
Big
is his third
Fisher
series.
Tomerlin. That's what I'm talking about. Fisher Tomerlin on the play right there.
His 3rd series in here in the game. And he is alongside Josh Williams, number 52, there on that interior defensive line.
46-0. Clock's running here in the second quarter. 3:41. Younger guys on the field getting some valuable experience here. Millry comes out once again in the gun. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Ace formation, running back to the right. Motions the slot receiver left to right. Looking for a little quick throw out there in the flats. Not there. It goes to the next level, and guess what? Almost picked off. Almost the 8th turnover created by the defense tonight.
It's number 22, Micah Davis again.
Love to see these guys. Fisher Tomlin, Micah Davis. Did we ever figure out who 40 is? You got 40? Brandon Hayes, number 40. Give all those guys. Those guys were part of that middle school championship team just a couple years ago. They beat Mobile Christian at middle school championship. Now showing and flexing their West Campus high school muscles a little bit. Grateful to see those guys showing out. It's going to bring up 4th down. Gavin Archibald, number 15, back to receive. Cass Thomas got a little time off. Archibald fields it, line drive kick at the 40. He sticks his toe on the ground. Now he's trying to reverse field. Makes one guy miss, goes back to the left. Got Laundry on the field. Big pickup by Gavin Archibald. Down to the 10-yard line, but got a flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be holding on the Warriors. Going to bring this back. Archibald caught the line drive kick, stuck his toe on the ground, made one guy miss. Reverse field once, decided to reverse field a second time. When you start doing that, you put your blockers in a little bit of a position and conundrum.
You do, and you've got a lot of young guys out there that might be their first punt return in varsity football there. So you don't mind seeing that, guys playing hard, doing their thing out there. But, man, let's go back to some of these valuable reps. I mean, looking at number 22, Micah Davis, I mean, this is why Coach Jones is confident in this year's team. You know you've got good starters, but, man, we're seeing some really good depth out here so far, Chris, in this first half.
Anytime early in the season you can start building your bench, getting some depth, it's going to pay dividends down the road. Here we go. 2 receivers to the left, got H back to the right, inside give. We haven't ran the football, but that was the second time tonight.
It's DJ again.
Darius Johnson, the running back, does a good job protecting the football. You can tell he got talking to on the sidelines. He was doubling trouble on the inside there, had 2 hands on the football. But a good positive gain of nearly 5 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and medium for Cottage Hill. Same formation, going a little quick. 2 receivers to the left, inside give to Darius Johnson again. Going to pick up about 2 yards. Trying to go a little bit quick here because we know that the clock is running before halftime. See if we get another score on the board. Cottage Hill leads 46-0 in Millry. Looks to the sidelines, getting a play. He's got twins out here to the right, 1 receiver to the left. H back up there on the right side. Tall sweep. Darius Johnson, toe to the ground. Big time pickup. Good blocking on the perimeter. He's going to go. Late flag. My goodness. I understand it's 46-0. But my goodness, he was already in the end zone. Flag comes out. We're going to bring that back.
Yeah, late hold right there on the outside receiver on the Warriors. Honestly, I don't think DJ needed that block.
That was a great block. I believe that's Mr. Steele there.
Yeah, Coach Jones can't believe it either.
Man, Coach Jones is upset. I'm upset. I'm just, man, it's 46-0 Millry. We had a great steak dinner. I had a ribeye. What was the name of that place, Captain?
Trades
Steakhouse in Chatham, Alabama. They had something on the menu. What was that? The baseball steak?
Baseball steak. We're still trying to figure that one out. If it comes in a ball or
I don't know. It said it tasted
seams?
like a filet, but I'm not real sure. I didn't get it. Got the ribeye. Couldn't go wrong.
I thought about buying one and seeing if you would show me that old slider you used to throw.
Yeah, well, I hung a curveball once or twice in my life.
Bet you.
All right, so what we're going to do here, clock's running. Coach Jones was a little upset. He's going to burn a timeout. Still upset about the holding call. I thought that was great blocking by Hayes Steele on the perimeter. I mean, doing exactly what you need to do as a wide receiver. Darius Johnson, great run. Called, touchdown, called back, big touchdown, nearly 36 yards. But 46-0.
Yep, and again, getting a lot of young guys some reps here. Also going to start practicing running out of the backfield. Didn't have to do it in the first 6 or 7 drives, and now they're content to hand the ball off a little bit here.
Might be the last play of the half. Got a tall sweep. Is that to Womble on the edge? He gets to the edge, big-time pickup right there of about 14, 15 yards on the speed sweep. That's going to take us to halftime. What a great way to start off the 26 football season in Millry, Alabama. We're all getting in shape. Our color guy, Chad Anderson, is cramping over here, and it's dadgum 70 degrees and the wind's blowing 25. We're going to let him get hydrated here at the half. We got some interviews that Chad Anderson was able to put together a little bit early this morning on Coach Jones and the outlook of the season. We'll also come back and talk a little bit about the public-private split in the remaining of our schedule. But we're going to take a time out with you. Your Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors, 46-0 up on the Millry Wildcats in Millry, Alabama, Wildcat Hill. Thank you again for always tuning in to the Warrior Way Sports Network.
3, 2, 1. All right, and here with head coach Carvel Jones. Coach Jones, y'all coming off of a 10-2 season last year, second round of the playoffs. You guys have to be pretty excited to get this 2026 season started tonight on the road in Millry.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on. We're very excited. Kids have been working really, really hard this spring and this off season. We've just been getting after it over the summer, trying to fill some voids, and we're just excited to what we're going to be able to put on the field tonight.
Well, you're entering year 4 as the head coach here. You've taken this program from 2-8 to 3-7 to 10-2 last year. What would you say are the key reasons for that quick turnaround, and how do you manage the expectations for this upcoming year?
Yes, it took a lot of growth. It was the biggest thing, growth of the players, playing young players, growth as me as a young, starting off as a young head coach, just focusing on the little things, the details, not so much just the X's and O's, but letting the kids know the expectations of how we want our program ran, what the expectations are on and off the field. You see those kids maturing. You saw those seeds that were planted last year, and then we just look to continue that going on to this year.
Great. Well, let's talk about players now. Okay, you've got some really good returning players coming up, and we're going to talk about those guys shortly. But you're going to lose senior middle linebacker Shadarius Tootle. You're going to lose touchdown and sack machine Caleb Metzner, and you're going to lose 1,000-yard rusher in Caden Wynn. Can you talk a little bit about how you replace that strong core of players?
Yeah, well, on the defensive side, at middle linebacker, we'll have senior Brody Simmons. At defensive end, we'll have Tyler Cochran, who's also a senior, and Jake Botwell on the other end to replace Caden Wiggins. Good thing is last year they were able to get a lot of reps. And I told them, don't try to be the kids from last year. Be yourself. Play with a lot of tenacity. Get after the ball. And good things will happen.
Yeah, great. Well, like I said, you have a lot of players coming back on defense. That secondary, I said all year last year, they're just nasty. They're elite in coverage. It's all 4 guys love to come up and hit. You return some real serious talent in the middle of that defensive line. We just discussed that you're going to have some new defensive ends. You've got 2 experienced linebackers, Cohen Perea, Connor LaSure. Tell us a little bit about your expectations for that defense this year.
Yeah, well, we returned 8 starters from that defense from last year. I expect us to be a year older. A lot of those guys in the secondary ran track. We'll be a little bit faster. But I expect them to play as one. I'm expecting a better team. I know guys will make plays. Guys will stand out at times.
Warrior Nation, welcome back to the start of the second half in Millry, Alabama. You can already look at the scoreboard, and the quarters are going to be shortened here by the agreement of both head coaches as Cottage Hill is up 46-0 and will receive the opening kickoff of the second half. We was having some filler information at the end of the second quarter. We had a lot of questions about, actually it was Chad Anderson didn't know what a baseball steak was, and had some great friends remind me of definitely what it is. It is the top part of the sirloin. That's top sirloin, good stuff. Millry kicks off for the first time tonight. They kick a pooch kick down the right sideline, fielded about the 35-yard line, completely gets upfield, past the 40, near the 45. That's where the Warriors take over on first down in this abbreviated quarter here in the third quarter.
Number 20, Eli Dials, getting his first touch of the year there, Chris, and I think that you'll continue to see more young players out here for this. Really just want to get some good, healthy reps here, man. Get some young guys some time. Looks like he's going to go ahead and trot the number 1 offense back out there. But at some point, you just want to get some good reps, get everybody healthy, and get back to Mobile.
That's exactly what you do. When you come out of the third quarter, you got to sustain a good drive right off the bat, and that is what Cottage Hill's doing. Shamar Tootle in the gun, inside handoff. Pickup of about 3.
That's DJ again, and it actually looks like he's a little hobbled there, Chris. Of course, it could be cramps.
Looks like an ankle, left ankle.
Oh, it sure is an ankle. Yeah, he's going to go.
He's going to go ahead and go on down, and we're going to get a look at our trainer, Joy Krause, for the first time this year. We love Joy Krause. She's an OG, the original trainer of Cottage Hill Christian Academy, going back when we started varsity athletics, even in our AISA days. Grateful for Joy. DJ appears to be okay, just tweaked that left ankle a little bit. If I had $1 for every young man that wrapped their arms around Joy as she carries them off the field, we could go ahead and retire. And she's always shown exceptional care to our student athletes, not only in football but across all our sports. So want to give Joy a big shout out as DJ comes off the field here. It's going to bring up second down and about 7. Here in the third quarter, Cottage Hill leading 46-0. Cottage Hill driving right to left. The wind has subsided. We already took the tent down. Not a rain cloud in sight anymore. High snap. Shamar goes up against it. Inside handoff to Womble. He's met right there at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Chris, and we talked a little bit in the first half. The game was going a little quickly, but, Caden Wynn's gone. Caden Wynn, a big, heavy back, taking up the middle. Ethan Womble's a real shifty runner. He's quick into the hole. The running game's going to look a little different this year with Ethan and DJ. They're lightning bolts.
So trips left, brings up a third down right here. One receiver to the right, throws it out in the slot to Aaron Ward. Man, he could take this to the house. He has the quickest speed on the field. He is caught around the 10-yard line, but there's a flag down at the Millry 43.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are coming back, Chris. We've had some problems with holding downfield a little bit tonight, and it looked like it happened again. And again, I don't think that Aaron Ward needed that block. He's so quick getting out there, man.
Well, when you've been practicing against yourself all fall camp and you finally get to see another colored jersey, guys are going to the whistle plus a little bit more. And that's what we saw one of our offensive linemen on that little quick swing pass to Ward in the slot, getting downfield, getting to the next level, putting a good block on, just stayed with it a little too long. So it's going to bring up third and about 8 after the penalty yardage. Quick toss to Womble. Toss muffed just a little bit. Just the timing looked off here on this drive with the snaps and up, down, as well as the toss out a little bit. Just timing looked a little off, and that's still early in the year. That's some things that we can work on.
Yeah, Chris, as a coach, when you come out of the half up 46-0 and you get the ball and you've scored on every possession, what's your goal right here if you're Coach Jones?
Stack positive plays back to back. You know, it's not like you got to hit the home run. It's just no pre-snap penalties, no penalties like the holding there. Just play clean football. Let's get back on the bus and travel south on Highway 17 and get back in Mobile. That's McGrew with the punt. First time we punted this season. What a great punt by McGrew. Back inside his own 40, flips the field down to the Millry 20-yard line. Great coverage. Warrior sidelines wanting a clip on the return there.
At number 11, Nate Sims getting down there. Again, you've got starters that are just running as hard as they can down the field. I mean, this team has got that kind of attitude, man. They all love to play football.
We was talking, what's their identity going to be? It's picking up where they left off last year. A lot of speed on this team. They'll come downhill and hit you as well. A lot of fresh jerseys on the field on this first defensive series of the third quarter. Millry comes out, trips left, bunch. Another pre-snap penalty inside of that interior defensive line. All sides on the Warriors. That's the kind of things that we need to work on there, Chad, early on as we get in live snaps against a different jersey this season.
That's Fisher Tomberlin. Doesn't have a whole lot of snaps under his belt. He's a good, aggressive player, strong depth player for coming in for Josh McCants. And, yeah, I mean, he just takes a quick step. It's okay. He'll get that ironed out.
Same formation. Trips left in a bunch. Toss sweep to the left to the far sideline. That's Millry sideline. Good positive play for them. And they cough it up. Ball's on the ground. Millry recovers it.
Good play right there by Jake Boutwell, though. Set the edge, held off his blocker, and actually forced that fumble. Millry jumping on top of it. Chris, I don't remember last year seeing Trevor Thomas out on defense a whole lot. Last year, of course, we had 3 really good linebackers. It looks like he's kind of coming in as playing a little bit of a nickel role here to start the second half.
Getting some guys some reps on both sides of the ball. I want to go back to Boutwell. What a high motor he plays with. I think he's going to be just fine. this season playing defensive end. Got 2 receivers, 1 H-back, try to run inside. Running back actually bounces it outside, but, man, we got some speed on defense, and there it is. What a great textbook tackle.
Eli Dials, number 20.
Number 20, Eli Dials. Seeing these guys play first time in a Cottage Hill jersey, Eli Dials, Darius Johnson on offense. Really good talent, man. These guys, these are some young guys to go with that great group of seniors, 13 seniors we got, as well as upperclassmen. This clock's going by fast, man. We're almost in the third quarter right here, inside 10 seconds. So it's going to be a quick broadcast tonight. It's going to be great for our Warrior fans to travel all the way up, get home a little bit earlier than normal. Inside give by Millry. There he is, Boutwell. Boutwell sitting there, setting the edge, sniffs it down, comes inside right there, off the B gap, puts his face mask right on the football. Short game for the Wildcats. And I believe that's the last play of the third quarter, and it is. Both teams are going to go to their opposing sidelines and flip the field. It's not going to have to flip it too much because the ball's spotted on the right hash of the 38. Fourth quarter for the Warriors. Quick one. 46-0, Cottage Hill. Hey, Chad, I don't know if you realize this, but I just got a score update. I don't know if it's true, but it's showing the McIntosh, they used to be Demons. I know he was talking about changing their mascot. Is up on Mobile Christian 33-0 at Lamar Harrison Field in Mobile on Cottage Hill Road.
Yeah, our guy Brad Newton sent some scores in the first half, and it was going by so quickly we didn't get a chance to read them. So I'm going to ask Mr. Brad if he's still with us to send us confirmation of that, but that's a shocking score.
Also, I just want to reiterate, we talked about a baseball steak earlier. It's a thick center-cut top sirloin. It gets its name because the thick meat plumps and rounds into a spear-like shape as it cooks, referencing that of a baseball. So thank you, Trades in Chatham, Alabama.
Is that the same thing as a tri-tip? I'm showing my ignorance here. We'll ask.
Well, you know, it's been a long time since I enjoyed a juicy sirloin. I grew up on them as a kid. Got a good friend of mine that always says that's not a manly steak and started eating ribeyes, but I partook in the ribeye this evening. Starting the fourth quarter here in Millry, trying to find some things to talk about. Cottage Hill is a lot to talk about, 46-0. Millry in the gun, new quarterback, steps back, hits the guy in the flat. That's a nice-looking play. Big hit again by the corner. Ball's coughed up, looking for a directional sign by the official. Announcer said it before the official even pointed. Another turnover by your Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors. 8 tonight.
21,
8.
21, Jaden Metzner. So, you know, we talk about how great our starting secondary is, but, man, look, we've got 20, 21, and 22 out there. That's Eli Dials, Jaden Metzner, and Micah Davis. Man, those guys are really fast to the ball. Yes,
that's Metzner, Caleb Metzner's younger brother. Big hit right there. I know if his brother's listening, Corvallis, it's probably about 5:30 Pacific time out there. He's probably still at practice, but good play by the little Metzner there. Inside give to Womble. Takes it off tackle. Bounced it, started inside, bounced it out to the left a little bit, far hash. Good pickup on first down. Gain of about 5.
Yep, and that's what you want to see. You know, just work on this handoff. You know, eventually you're going to have to do this with live bullets. We didn't have to in the first half, but a good time to run that right now.
Band's playing for Millry. Outside give. Cottage Hill hits the edge. That's number 20. We just called his name on defense.
That's actually number 30 there, Chris.
I need to get my eyes checked a little bit.
Yep, another young guy stepping in there. You know, that's what you're trying to do here. Clock just continuing to run, getting those good reps. A lot of guys that we did not get to see last year.
So clock still ticking. Warriors pick up a first down. 2-by-2, just a general base formation. Inside give, sticks his toe in the ground, was going left, now he bounces back right. Makes one guy miss. That's another first down pickup, 12 yards.
And that's Bryce's Johnson, Chris. Yeah, number 30.
Great run right there by another new Warrior. Mr. Johnson on the run. Good pickup right there for the Warriors. They're in business, trying to get to a half 100 this evening. Trips left, one receiver to the right. Johnson to the right of Tootle. Inside give, he gives it.
Shamar actually kept that ball, Chris, and went down to a knee because the blocks had busted. And instead of taking a tackle, I guarantee you, Coach Jones said, "I'm okay with you playing the second half, but you don't take a hit."
That's exactly right. A lot of football left to be played this season. Again, off next week, 2 weeks. We host school from down the road at home. First home game of the season, September 4th. Another great run by Mr. Johnson. Inside, outside, bouncing, reverse field. I think that's one thing the young man's going to have to learn is to make sure he stays with the design play call. Bunch of flags on the play at the end as the play broke down towards the end of the play.
Chris, as this clock starts to run down, maybe you could talk a little bit about this year's schedule. It looks a lot different than last year's schedule. When I first saw it, I thought that maybe it was a mistake, but we're playing a lot of schools this year and in a lot of places that in my time at Cottage Hill I have not been to before.
Well, everybody's been checking the news, and this has been going on for quite some time now and so forth, but there is a split in championship play outside the regular season. That is where we can play public schools if agreed upon by both parties during the regular season. Postseason play is split between public and private. We have been classified in Class A private. We do have some new schools on the schedule. The first new school that you'll see on our schedule is on September 11th. That will be our homecoming game. I know it's early this year, but that will be Snook Christian. Another play by Johnson. Handoff inside by Tootle. He cates to the left and bounces back to the right. Runs around, just trying to make something happen here as the clock ticks down here in the fourth quarter.
Yep, and going back to the schedule, you know, the team will make actually 2 trips to Dothan this year, which is new. We haven't done that. I saw Chickasaw on the schedule. That's new.
Renewing
McIntosh.
that, yeah, renewing Chickasaw. Played McIntosh years ago, and that's if that score is true and it holds up, that's a great showing for them traveling from McIntosh down to Mobile, 33-0 last report against Mobile Christian. But yes, we do have to travel to Dothan twice, Northside Methodist and Providence. Inside give again. Same play, stays with the block that time. I think that might have been Micah Davis.
That's 22 Micah Davis. Yep.
Micah Davis, once again, did a tremendous job a couple years ago when we won that middle school championship against Mobile Christian. All those guys are now coming into their own, but that was a great run by Micah Davis inside the 5, sets up the Warriors.
Micah Davis is a good-looking football player, man. He looks confident with the ball in his hands. He looks really confident on defense. Obviously didn't get a chance to see him last year. He's going to be very exciting to watch for the next few years.
Warriors taking their time, a little methodical here. Looks like we're going to have trips right. Trips right. Looks like that's Gavin Maddox out wide left. Is that Micah Davis still in the backfield with Shamar there, Chad?
That's Micah Davis.
To the left, Shamar. Another high snap, inside give to Micah Davis. He's going to find pay dirt. Great job of blocking on the outside, too, by the receivers playing through the whistle. And that is a half 100, folks. That is 52-0.
Yep, Micah Davis, man. Okay, so last year I claimed Jaden Davis as my guy in game 1. I'm going to go ahead and claim Micah as my guy.
You'll have me for a few years. You'll have me for a few years.
He's my guy. Oh, wow. And great run by Micah there.
And the phrase of the night, McGrew and the crew come out. Mac, McGrew. Snap, hold, kick. He locked in to focus that time, and it's good. What's 1 plus 52, 53-0 Cottage Hill up in Millry. The clock is fluctuating. It's running. I'm not sure how true that is, but it's saying it's inside that of 25 seconds. And it's running, and I think that's what we're going to call it. Half 100 put up by your Cottage Hill Warriors. We're going to take a quick break, come back with a quick recap. But your Warriors are victorious in Game 1 of the 26th campaign with a big road win against Millry, 53-0. Thank you for listening to Warrior Way Sports Network. We'll be back right after this break. Well, welcome back to Wildcat Hill here in Millry, Alabama, where your Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors go 1-0 on the year. That was the mantra last year, 1-0 week by week. They stacked 10 wins together, and I think they're on track for another successful season with what we saw tonight, Chad.
Absolutely. So, full complement, offense, defense, special teams, everything looked really good. You know, the only thing that you could point to that needs to be cleaned up are the procedural penalties, which you expect in game one with high school football. It's adjusting to the live fire, it's adjusting to the stadium lights, the sound of the crowd and everything like that. That is of little concern to me. This team has a lot of speed, and Coach Jones told me that. He said he wanted to see his athletes running in space. When they were running the number one offense for the first, 4 or 5 possessions, that's what you saw. You saw Aaron Ward, you saw Gavin Maddox, you saw these guys in space running. So I think that's exactly what Coach Jones wanted to see tonight.
Absolutely. I tell you what, it was a great night, a great showing for the Cottage Hill Christian Academy faithful that traveled all the way up here. And now as everybody's starting to leave, you can see just how many people were on these concrete bleachers. And let me tell you something, it's going to be an exciting year. You hit the nail on the head. Not much to clean up except for pre-snap penalties. It's going to catch up with you down the road. But, I mean, when you have so many, I'd have to go back and look at the stats because we was dodging rain on the way up and had the tent up and tried to get on the air as quick as we possibly could. But, I mean, I think 8 turnovers.
Yeah, and those weren't turnovers where they were just coughing the ball up. You have Nate Sims coming up and bone-crushing hit. Zycas Thomas, bone-crushing hit. I mean, our guys forced those turnovers, Chris.
Absolutely. You got 8 turnovers. You had also a lot of non-offensive touchdowns, okay? Yeah. Oh, that means on defense. That means on special team. Kaz Thomas with a punt return. The bottom line is this team is looking really, really good to pick up where we left off last year. Now the schedule, let me update you. Next week we're off. It's a bye. I would ask also for prayers. We have a few guys on this team, but also members of our school community going to Guatemala to serve on a mission trip. This week they'll actually be at the airport at 4 o'clock in the morning. Also would like to extend the invitation to our Cottage Hill community. It's been a difficult week for us as we grieve together and the loss of number 5, Ben Conkin. And how fitting that tonight we put the decals on our helmet. We honor God and celebrate his life, but also put up a 5 in front of our final score there, Chad, 53-0. What a great win. And so next week we're off. Would ask that you come in the morning, 9:30 to 11:30. That would be the visitation times. And then, of course, the service will follow 11:30. Also, we'll have some fellowship in the fellowship hall after the graveside, and we're looking forward to seeing family and friends as we, of course, rally together during this difficult time. Also, after that, we host Mobile Christian, September 4th, first home game. When you get to the Hill, you're going to see things a little bit different around there. It's going to be a nice atmosphere, family-friendly atmosphere. See some new fencing and gates and so forth. By that time, we're looking to host everybody and host our friends from down the road. Then September 11th, we got Snook. That's homecoming week. That's Labor Day week. We have only 4 days of homecoming week, but we're looking forward to that as we play Snook Christian, who's located out of Baldwin County, who was an AISA school a year ago. And then, of course, it starts getting into that traveling season. Over that next month, we'll go to Dothan twice, play Providence and Northside. We'll also travel to McIntosh, have the likes of St. Luke's as a region game, Chickasaw as a non-region game to end the year. So the schedule looks different, as we talked about a little bit earlier, with a split between public and private for postseason play. But we can't say enough. I'm grateful for the turnout. Safe travels home for everybody. Maybe we're getting home a little bit earlier than we thought, but it's great to all be together again. Chad Anderson, especially Katie West. I cannot thank Katie enough. This doesn't happen without her intel and knowledge and so forth. But it was good to have Katie back in the booth with us. And, hey, a couple more weeks. So, actually, Chad, we won't be back on the air for another month. It's going to be a month. So it was good having everybody spread the word. Always tune in and log into the Warrior Way Sports Network to hear the road games for your Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors. As always, may God bless. Go Warriors. Continue to live out our motto, faith, family, future. Shields up, swords out. 1-0 on 2026.